Welcome to Gloria's Gab Live. I have with me today the GFWC Florida District 11 Director, Virginia Yermoli. And I'm so delighted to have you today, Virginia. We have a lot to talk about.
Yes.
But before we start, as always, I want to thank South Florida PBS. Been a sponsor for a long time and lots of great programming. I just this weekend was watching Call the Midwife, but this morning they had on the royal funeral of Queen Elizabeth, and just magnificent. And I recommend if you haven't seen it to go back and see if you can find. I'm sure they're going to be replaying it. At any rate, South Florida PBS also has an all health TV station. You can find it on WXCL and WPBS. So if you're not a member, you need to be. You get these wonderful magazines. You're a member.
Yes, I am.
So you get this magazine.
Yes,
yeah, I know. I love it. So yeah, there's so many good things going on. So anyway, but we need to talk. We've got so many things happening this weekend. You and I and a bunch of other women from the district are going to our fall board, which is a big planning kind of meeting for the General Federations of Women's Club of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to know that this woman is an amazing district director. There are 14 districts in the state of Florida, and you are over 12 clubs in District 11. So
yes,
we're District 11. So and she sends out newsletters. So that's why I know we have a lot of news, because she actually puts out a newsletter, which is fabulous for me.
Thank you.
Yes, which is fabulous. And we talk about all the things that we're doing, and we have so many events coming up.
Yes, we do.
So one of the things we talked about, and we hope we're going to get into that later, Camp Boggy Creek. We actually have, if it comes in, we're going to do a video on that.
Okay.
But
wonderful.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Remember how it got founded?
Right.
Okay.
It was founded by Paul Newman and Colonel
Schwarzkopf.
Thank
you. Can't say Schwarzkopf.
Say that. Anyway, yes.
General Schwarzkopf.
Yes, General. Yeah. And it's a camp for children from 6 to, I think, 17. Right. And it is for children that have some kind of disability,
or illness.
Or
right?
illnesses, mm-hmm. Yes. And the idea was to give these children a venue where they could actually be with other children that had the same
of a like illness or
exactly
disease or whatever.
Exactly, mm-hmm. So that they would feel embraced by this wonderful camp, and they all could do the same thing, and they would see other children that had the same illnesses or disabilities, and they could
So every week there's a different kind of...
It is a year. They do it throughout the year, I understand, but they do have summer camps.
Oh, okay.
It's $2,500 to send one child to camp.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So we fundraise. The reason Florida, the GFWC Florida is doing this. This is every president, has a president's project. And Linda O'Toole.
We're talking about a state president.
State president, yes.
So our state president.
Linda O'Toole. Yeah. She chose as her president's project Camp Boggy Creek. And so all the clubs within actually the state try to raise funds or whatever it's needed that we find out that they may need from Boggy Creek.
So all of our district clubs at some point or another are doing fundraisers for Camp Boggy Creek. We've already done one.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Thanks for attending that, by the way.
Yes. I do love your events. I do love your events. And as district director, I try to go to most clubs.
You've been to a lot of stuff.
I do. I try to get around.
She has no life. And your poor husband.
I know, right? Yeah. It's true.
She drags him along. He's like,
a
awesome.
lot of times.
Yeah, right. Yes. Yeah.
So, but for Boggy Creek, going back to that, one of the things that they asked us to do these teddy bears, and they are just adorable. And these teddy bears, the children will take back with them They go to camp, they get the teddy bears, and they will keep them and take them home. So,
And these are not just teddy bears you buy.
no,
These are ones that we have to make.
Yes.
We all got a pattern.
Yes.
So if you can sew and you're so
that wouldn't be
inclined,
me, but yes, if you can sew.
that would be in our group, Linda Hartwell.
Yes, yes.
Who is-
And I know that they've made a lot of them. Northeast Miami
we're
is
also
bringing like
crocheting.
20.
I think Linda's working on a quilt, but that's the other thing we have to do.
Yes.
Crocheting quilts.
Yes, the
or
Afghans.
blankets.
Afghans. They're
Right.
doing Afghans, and they also ask for curtains.
Oh,
Now,
curtains.
Yeah.
Okay.
They asked for us to, make curtains. They gave us the sizes and everything.
Okay. That sounds a lot easier.
Much easier. I couldn't even do a
straight
curtain.
line. Yeah,
I could do it.
Yeah, we can do a straight line.
I could do it.
It's like when I make the scarves. We just sent a bunch of scarves for veterans, homeless veterans, up north, and as long as it's a straight line and I don't have to think, I can watch TV and knit.
And
yeah,
there you go.
So,
well, I don't knit a straight anything either, so that's. But sewing, yes, I could do a.
I can sew, but I've got
not the bears though. I understand the bears are complicated. But
Okay.
they're cute.
Okay. Yeah. So our Gender Federation of Women's Clubs, I mean, they're involved in a lot of stuff. In the past, Give Kids the World in Orlando or outside of Orlando, and just the what's the smile, the one for the cleft palate.
Yes.
Smile. Operation Smile. Yeah.
We
So
did that. One of the presidents, that was her project.
So over the years, they made a women's club generally all over the world, made a huge impact.
Huge.
And we're having such a good time, at least my club, and I'm hoping other clubs do the same. We're actually partnering with our Rotary Club,
Right.
and we have something coming up. Actually,
Yes, you do.
we have a game night coming up on the 27th of September. And
can I say
you
what
have
date that is?
what day?
Your birthday?
Oh, my birthday. I'm thinking I may get a few more people to come just because, killing two birds with one stone. You can celebrate my birthday and support a cause.
Exactly.
But I sent Wilson, thank you for producing the show today. And I sent you a flyer on that. We don't see it. Okay. Oh, you didn't receive it yet. Oh, well. It was in one of the, we're having issues.
It will be in the newsletter.
It will be in the newsletter, yeah. And actually, community newspapers is kind enough to run ads for that for us too. So thank God for community newspapers.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I think they help us all out, So, but also our club and the Hialeah Women's Club, Barbara Hassel, we're collecting tennis shoes.
Yes.
So anybody out there that has tennis shoes that wants to donate them, they're gently used. What happens is they take, because apparently the soles have plastic in them, they cannot be recycled. So you can't throw them in the recycle bin. Right. So the idea is to take these, save them from being just tossed away, and they're going to resole them and then sent to a third world country. And it's done. I think Wesleyan Mall is that's one of their one of their pet projects, and they've asked Hialeah and our club to help them. And so now, of course, it's a district event because
that's right.
We share.
That's right. You do share, and that's the wonderful thing about district clubs. They do things together, and that's the idea.
We really do. Oh, and we just came off the 100th anniversary of the Hialeah Women's Club.
Yes.
That was amazing.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Most of our clubs are at least, how old is
our 100-year anniversary for the Coral Gables Women's Club is coming up on the next year.
Oh, yes.
We thought it was we got federated in 1924. So we thought we had another year. But then we realized that we were actually founded in 23. So it was like,
that's right.
Catch up. So we have a lot.
First you become a club and then you become federated.
Then you become federated. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, so we're planning a lot of stuff for that coming up. Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
I know.
Because you guys really put out amazing events.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a Halloween party coming up too on the 29th, but we have a lot of other guys. If you want to go to the best Halloween party ever, it's the Coral Gables Women's Club. And this year it's like open bar, great food, costume contest.
All
We're
right.
charging more because we really want to make some money.
Yeah, of course.
And we started doing this and we weren't making any money. In fact, we were losing money, but it was such a good time. And so now we're charging $100 a person.
Okay.
But also you've got to limit the size. You can't have 300 people.
Exactly.
So, but it's
Is
so
this
much
for
fun.
adults or for children too?
Oh
or-
no, just
for
adults.
adults. Yeah,
It's
I
open
understand.
bar.
I got the drinking part.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but costume, and these people don't mess around with their costumes.
Yeah.
I tell people, I said, if you come to this event and you come without a costume, you're going to be the one that sticks out in the
That's
crowd.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
That's right.
good
Oh,
times.
That's right. I better start getting mine ready then.
There you go. Yeah, we should. Yeah. Do you have any idea what you're going to do?
No.
Okay, but the other thing is happening the very next day is a chili cook-off,
That's right.
and we're doing that too.
That's right.
And Lavette Moore, who is the president of the
she's
new,
awesome. Okay, so we're right now we have 12 clubs in
and
the
she's our last one.
district.
Yeah.
And she's our newest federated club from Overtown. An amazing woman. She put this together herself. She got her
Yeah.
tax,
She got
she's-
her 501c3.
absolutely.
She worked the whole process.
Oh my gosh, she worked the whole process. She has this summer. She worked a lot with kids with back to school things.
I know.
She's incredible, and yes, she's very excited about the.
I know. So she goes, yeah, she heard Ernest talking about the chili cook-off. She goes, I make a great chili. And I go, well, then
That's
join
right.
our group.
Oh, I spoke to her yesterday. She says she's ready.
I know. Yeah. So we're going to do it. So I'm trying to get more of the,
Well, give me more information so I can put it in the
it's
newsletter.
chilichillin.com. It's so easy.
Okay, but
Chili?
I need.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll
So that I
send it
can
to
put
you.
in the newsletter. And
Yeah.
send it to
So
the
yeah.
presidents.
And we're looking for other clubs and organizations to participate.
Okay.
You can go to chilichillin.com,
Okay.
chili chillin without the G, chillin. Okay.
Okay.
.com, and everything is there. Sponsorship information. You can register to be a chef. It's only a $25 entry fee.
Oh.
And then, if you've never done it before and you don't have anything, you don't have the burner or,
Yeah.
it's going to cost you under $200. But if you've done it before and you already have the equipment, it's just
Right.
the cost of the ingredients.
Right.
Um,
That's
and,
wonderful.
yeah.
And have you done this often?
this is our fifth one.
Oh.
Yeah. So
How did I miss those?
we didn't do it for,
Well, COVID
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, COVID is set us back. So we've had to. I think we had to postpone it 3 times,
Okay. And this
So-
is
and the money goes to all the different charities of the Rotary Club.
okay.
One of which is the Coral Gables Women's Club Free Children's Dental Clinic,
That's right. And that's
and a bunch
such
of
an
other
important-
stuff that we do.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, it's amazing, and we have a lot of people. As you know, the Miami Club
Yes.
and our club have people that are members of both the
Both-
Rotary and the
yes,
so
yes.
we have a tendency to pool
Compete.
to pool
Oh,
our
to pull
groups.
together.
Oh no,
better.
no.
No competing. Okay. That's
I've got my Rotarians are awesome,
Yeah.
and and we do the same thing. If they're doing an event, we get
Right.
our women's club people to go to their events, so
Right,
it works
right.
out well,
Yes.
and you
And-
get a broader audience.
Yes,
And
it's true.
that's why we teamed up with them to do Bay 13, because Bay 13 is so huge and it's so beautiful.
Yes.
So I can see us maybe doing things outside when it gets cooler,
Uh-huh.
because they have a beautiful patio with
Uh-huh.
these, nice. If you haven't seen it,
No,
just
I haven't.
take
I'll go on
Alhambra.
the 27th. That's where you're having your event. On
Yeah,
the 27th.
exactly, on the 27th. Yeah. So,
Mhm.
but they do such a beautiful job
Mhm.
there, and God bless Bay 13 and Clutchburger that hosts.
Clutch. Yes, I love that place.
And
I
and Clutch, and the owner of Clutch,
Yeah.
he's such an entertainer.
Yeah.
He's emceeing our
Oh.
game night.
Okay.
So I love how everybody works
It comes
together.
together.
And it's a Rotary Club. It's
Yeah.
you
Yeah. Helping
Getting-
the community.
and you're kind of the glue that puts all our clubs together. And
yes, this is, yes, I like to foster, goodwill between all our clubs, get them together. We are
and I
so
noticed you were getting presidents together, club presidents.
Yes, I had a meeting with all our club presidents. I have a volunteer list, which is pretty incredible, of obviously women from different clubs that are helping me do
That's
things.
awesome. Yeah.
Our clubs are so diverse, in not diverse as clubs, but they're so far apart, some of them. You have Homestead and Hialeah,
and Key West.
And well, yes, and then of course Key West. And Key West, they do not come too often to meetings because they are just so
It's
far
like
away.
a 6-hour drive.
And,
yeah.
Right. And we don't go, but we are organizing a district trip to Key West on December. I think it's December 4th.
4th and 5th.
And 5th. Yeah, we're going
it's
the weekend.
One overnight.
Yes. To spend the night, to bond, club members from different clubs to get together and get to know each other better and to visit our Key West club. I've never been there actually, to their house, which I understand is beautiful.
Well, they're having a holiday bazaar.
They are having a holiday. Yeah.
So
it's a shopping opportunity too. Christmas shopping opportunity.
But we're not going by bus. We're going by car.
Well,
everybody's taking their own car.
It was too expensive to go by bus, but we do have good rates for the hotel.
Yeah.
So
so it's just one night.
It's just one night, so we can carpool or rent a van maybe between a few and just do that.
So I know there's a bunch of people from the Coral Gables Homes Club that are going. I haven't committed yet, just because I don't know what my schedule is. But,
I want to go. Yes.
It'll be fun and a great way to kick off the holidays.
It is.
Yeah.
Like I say, shopping opportunity also.
Yeah, and
Christmas.
right around the corner is we've got Thanksgiving, and we do so many. I don't know what I know all of our clubs do baskets. They do all kind of stuff. We help Agape Women and collect toiletries.
Right.
So
a lot of
and I'm sure you'll be sharing all that.
Yes, a lot of our clubs work with the Miami Rescue Mission, and we'll send money or food or they make dinner and gifts for children, all the time. So, it is one of the charities, charitable organizations that we help.
Well, it's Camilla's House, Feeding South Florida. Yes. Over COVID, the women's club we were feeding South Florida Feeding South Florida and with Flipany and a bunch of others.
We did.
We were working out in the sun, loading cars.
Yes, we did a lot.
Yeah.
And for Christmas, of course, we do a lot of, drives for children's presents and things.
And then we just had this last weekend. We had, it was International Coastal Cleanup Day.
Yes. And I understand your club went.
Well, no.
Yesterday.
So my Rotary Club did the coastal part, but I said, we're going to do our neighborhood because, that coastal, when you go out to what is it? Hammock.
Did they go to hammocks all the way?
I think they went to the hammocks. No, it's a little messy. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
anything near the water is very messy.
But I can't even tell you. In an hour, I must have had over 20 pounds of garbage.
For sure.
Ruthie, the president, and I were, everybody teamed up. So we had a lot of people.
Yes.
And we just took like several blocks around our clubhouse. Right. There's so much garbage. Yeah, it's amazing.
And I don't understand why, but there's so much garbage.
Well, sometimes it's just like things get dropped and they get blown. So up against fences and whatever. Yeah. But I mean, I found underpants. I said,
you find all kinds of, and near the water, you find all kinds.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Such danger to our,
But you know what? I did not find. I didn't find any needles, so that made me feel really
good. Well, this is good. Yes. that is good.
But the city of Coral Gables gave us the pickers
oh yeah.
and the bags
Yeah.
and the gloves.
Good.
Yeah.
That's
So
wonderful.
yeah.
That's wonderful.
So I said, hey, we're going to probably do this more than once.
Yes,
just because.
that is
And it's fun.
wonderful. And
It's early in the morning, and we still had the whole day ahead of us. We just get up early enough
Yeah.
that you can,
Yeah.
scout around.
Right.
So,
well, that's wonderful that
yeah.
the city helped you with the materials you needed to
Yeah.
do this.
But I bet, if any of the other clubs, they could probably ask their
And
cities if they would do
I
the same
I
thing.
think I'm going to put this in my newsletter.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Asking
sure,
other
because I'm
clubs
sure
to
I
ask
sent
the
you
city.
pictures.
Yes. Yes.
Well, you know what? The other thing was we thought it's a great way to get to know your neighbors. So,
Yes.
if there are other organizations out there that want to get to know their neighbors, it's kind of a cool thing to do.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
because as you're walking around, we have people walking their dogs and doing
Right.
different things,
Right.
and they go, "Oh, what's that all about?" And we had our shirts on,
Yeah.
and so if you're a nonprofit, it could be Alzheimer's, it could be whatever.
Of
You wear your
course.
shirts, and people are going, "Oh," and they ask you questions, and
Yeah.
you can kind of share the wealth.
Right.
That reminds me,
Mhm.
coming up, I've got Alzheimer's. Are you doing the Alzheimer's walk? It's in November,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, so we're big on raising money for the Alzheimer's,
Mhm.
and our Gringo Bingo in November, the
Will-
first Tuesday, is going to be for
Right.
Alzheimer's,
That's
and
wonderful.
that's a huge one usually.
It is.
Because we have people like Lily and Sarah who always comes on board.
Uh-huh.
And we just did one for the National Alopecia Areata Foundation.
Uh-huh.
That was another big one. Raised a lot of money. I think $2,500 or something
That's wonderful.
that we shared with NAAF.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah, so
Well,
first of all, I like to talk a little bit about your background because
my-
you hail from Argentina,
yes, I do.
which is crazy.
Yes, it is.
yeah.
crazy.
What? You didn't come from Cuba or Venezuela?
No, I know, right?
We talk about diversity in our club.
That's right.
We have the General Federation of Women's Clubs has every every
Yes.
nationality, every cultural mix you can imagine,
Mhm.
every religious, kind of
Yes.
just
Definitely.
variety.
Mhm.
So it's kind of fun because, especially when we go to those conventions and
Yes,
different
you get
things,
to meet all of them.
you get
from
yeah.
Florida.
So
Yes.
it kind of, for me, it kind of mirrors Rotary in a lot of ways
Yes.
because the same thing. Only Rotary, of course, was founded by men.
Mhm. Yes.
We just said, "Excuse me, we need to get in on this."
Well, women throughout history, federation women. I mean,
Right.
women everywhere. But
Yeah.
I mean, just think about it. Julia Tuttle, first woman
I
to
know.
found a major city. And
Exactly.
she was the first woman to found the city of Miami,
Yeah.
and which is a major city. Incredible. And then the women that got together to maintain the Everglades so it wouldn't be developed. I mean,
yeah.
the
So
things we have
Everglades
done.
Park, thanks
That's
to
right, the
the
Royal
General Federation of Women's Clubs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They
Yeah.
started by proposing two women, actually two women from the Coconut Grove Women's Club proposed at a federation meeting to maintain this part, the Royal Palm Park, and
Which became Everglades, right? Is that right?
Which is in the Everglades,
Yeah.
right? And right now it's the nucleus of the Everglades.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so they proposed this, and then it was taken on. But it took many years to actually get legislation passed for this to become, park. And the ladies of different clubs maintained it for many years
Yeah.
until actually it was the state,
Right. Well,
made it an actual, national park. So it wouldn't be.
well, early on, libraries throughout the United States
That's another thing.
were another thing that
That's right.
would have never happened. It started with the
Women.
women's clubs
That's
creating
right.
libraries.
That's
In fact, the Coral Gables Women's Club
Yes.
had
they
their
that-
library.
That's right. Had their library, and they had the mobile library. I think it's one of the first ones here.
Yeah.
that, you know, you had a,
And now we have
Yeah.
our little one
yes.
up front.
Yes, yes.
So
Yeah,
and-
the
and-
Miami Women's Club also, they you know, they worked, I think the club at one point was called the Flagler Library and Women's Club, or Miami Women's Club. And so they started putting together a library, and I think they began the library system that we use now.
Is that right?
So, you know,
And they saved that building.
oh my
That
gosh.
building almost got, they
Yes.
wanted to develop it and tear it down.
Well, it was not, yes, it
Is
was
that what-
condemned
Oh, it's
for many
condemned.
years because it had fallen into just such
Disrepair.
disrepair. But the grit of these women of the
Noreen,
Miami Women's
Shemina,
Club,
yeah, and
just
Shirley,
amazing. They
yeah.
kept it up, kept it
Well,
up
they kept going to Tallahassee to fight it.
to fight it because yes.
And then did they get it named an historic building? Is that how
I
they?
think it was so. It
Was it
was
already
well. It's
designated?
in the registry of historical buildings.
But they really had to fight for it.
1972, though. I mean, they had that for a long time. But when it just fell into disrepair, you know, and everybody,
now
you know, it's
it's-
in an incredible place. It's right on the bay.
No, it's
So,
magnificent.
and it's a beautiful building.
I cannot wait. On October 15th, we have a meeting there, so
Yes,
I can't wait
all
to see
right,
it.
Yes.
But everybody that's been to that building now, because they have a beautiful restaurant on that building.
yeah, they
and
have two.
yeah, they have 2 restaurants.
Mhm.
Yeah, and of course one of the floors is
It's
their
their-
clubhouse floor.
That's right. That's right. And
But
their views
but-
are incredible.
but thank goodness they saved that historic building. Had it not
That's-
been for the Women's Club,
That's
though,
right.
the Miami Women's Club, it would not have been saved.
No, it would have been
so-
torn down, and it is a historic building.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's
So,
beautiful.
well, listen, that's all our time for now.
Oh,
Yeah. See, I told you. She thought it was going to take us a long time to get this was
Oh
an
my
awfully
God.
long time to talk, but I'm sure there's a lot more we have talked about because all of our various clubs have so many things going
things to
on.
do.
We have bungo nights and whatever.
That's right.
So if you read my column, you'll find out about them because we can't
Yeah.
cover everything in one
Yes,
show.
yes,
But thank you so much for coming
Oh,
today.
thank you. It was a pleasure. So
Yeah.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Well, I look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Yes.
And thank you, South Florida PBS. Love you, love your programming, and all the resources they have for our community.
Yes.
In fact, their CEO is going to be a guest for a lunch at Casa Cuba on October 4th. So I'm hoping to see a lot of people there.
Mhm.
And it's something that community newspapers has actually put aside some space, reserved space for the women's clubs. So I hope to see you there and
Yes.
fellow members and the community as a whole. Okay,
Yes.
so there's such a great research and you'll learn a lot. So until next time, have a great week and keep making a difference.